Hello everyone, we're just going to do a quick video now to talk about pells that you can build at home. Pells are a really essential bit of training kit. Every boxer needs a boxing bag, bow fighters need a pell. With another lockdown looming, I thought we'd have a quick look about how you can build your own and the different sort of configurations we have out there. First of all, let's look at some hanging pells. If you have a solid beam, tree branch or pull-up bar, climbing frame, something like that, it's really dead easy to knock together with a bit of rope, chains and some old tyres. They offer some movement as you hit them, and they can just be taken away and stashed away if space is at a premium. The first one here requires minimum materials to put together really to offer a human-sized target, giving you all sorts of different strike angles, and it'll move about a bit if you want to kick it or anything like that. Second one we see here is more of a tiered arrangement. That'll give you some good strike surfaces for downward strikes, but it's going to swing about a lot more if you punch it or whatever. Now onto the freestanding pells. This one here, you can see it's been staked into the ground directly. That's going to make it really sturdy, but it is going to be immobile, and as it wears out, it's going to be a pain to change it. He's put a bit of extra effort in here by cutting out the tyres and slotting them on. This one here, you can see it's a very simple one. He's just drilled holes in the tyres and bolted them together using the weight of the bottom one to hold it in place, and it's also supported from behind. Now we get on to what in my mind is the best pell that you can build have at home. It takes a bit of work, but it's stable, mobile and rugged. It'll last you quite some time. So here we have a very detailed diagram for the construction of it. So what you're going to want is a couple of wooden posts. So the way I would do measurements for this is you want the pell to stand a bit taller than you overall, and then make sure you've got enough excess to build all the crossbars there and enough for a good base plate at the bottom. So screw it together as shown here, being sure to test it before you finally set together and make sure the tyres you've got will fit over it all the way down. Once you put it together and you put some base feet onto it, put it inside a rugged sort of plastic bag, slide it into the bottom tyre and fluff that bag out so it covers the entirety of the inside of the tyre, keeps it nice and sealed, and just throw a couple of bags of postcrete in there. You want to make sure that it's sealed in there and it's covering the whole thing and it's not all just banged in one corner. And while it's set in, make sure the posts themselves are supported so they're directly upright. And then once it's dry, just chuck a bunch of tyres over till it's just over your eye level, and you're good to go. If you want to add an extra step in here, see as I've done here, you can cut a tyre in half and screw one side onto each of the top beams to give you kind of like a shoulder plate strike zone, and it will protect the posts as they poke out the top as well from any rogue strikes. If you do all this right, you too can look as smug as peers here. Tyres are easy to source really. If you go to your local garage, they'll probably be quite happy to lose some, as it costs them a bit of money to recycle them. As for what you're going to hit your pell with, you don't need to go out and buy a decent sword just yet. It's worth getting one of the following things first, as it's what we use when we do armour trainings anyway, to protect ourselves and our kit. I personally have a poly handle from a sledgehammer like this one. I cut the head off as I needed the doorstop at the time anyway. Or you can go for like a matic type tool with the removable head, and then you've got the tool as well if you need it. These will have good length and balance to replicate a bowhurt falchion, and you can strike with those all day long and build up your conditioning and your strike practice. They've got the good shape for practicing your blade alignment as well, because they're not perfectly circular. As for what you're actually going to do with the pell, we'll get into that over the next sort of few videos and training sessions that are coming up, and we'll get into actually how you want to use the pell and what you're going to do with it. Right, thank you for taking the time to watch this. I know it's a bit of low quality content, but it's just to give you an idea of how to build these things. If you've got any questions at all, don't be afraid to hit up any of the guys in ISCA. They've all built a pell of one sort or another. They'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Right, thank you very much.